Good afternoon, Britannia, and hello to the rest of the world. And as Barry Cullen says in the live chat, the round 3 of Maya time. Let's talk about what's going on right now in this country when it comes to nationalists, patriots, right-wingers, conservative people, pro-English, pro-British. There's a bit of a division, as usual. I wonder why we're not winning right now. There was a bit of a clash over the last couple of days. Myself and my good friend Tommy Robinson have been under attack for a long time by all sides. You've got the far left nutters, you've got the globalist sellouts, you've got certain groups of what we call still nationalist right-wingers who are more into identitarianism. They are concerned about white English people, so they don't really like anybody who's a patriot but is not white, even if you're mixed race. They don't like that. And this is the clash between, of course, Steve Laws, who's been on the channel before, actually. We've had Steve talk about illegal migration, his great work in Kent to expose illegal immigration. But the clash started because of course, the England football shirt that became, the England flag became a little bit wokey. We had Aman Bogle, who's actually, Amandeep is conservative. As you can tell, his heritage is Indian. It says, "Dear Nike, this England flag is the cross of St. George. This is my flag. This is our flag for all who call this great nation home. This is the flag that unites us and inspires us all to be proud of our green and pleasant land. God bless England." Now, as we said, heritage-wise and ethnicity, he's Indian. We can see that. He's also English. He's always been here. Well, he's British, let's just say, because if you want to get technical, yeah, I can't be English in terms of ethnicity. I'm Persian, but nationality, I'm obviously British, but in terms of the values, I fight to defend British values, but I also have a responsibility to fight for English identity, Scottish identity, Welsh identity, obviously people in Northern Ireland, the Irish identity. It's important. Even if I myself am not Anglo-Saxon, it's our job to stay together and fight together. So I'm not going to claim to be Anglo-Saxon. Having said that, there are a number of people who are not too happy about this. Steve Laws said, "You are literally Indian." His ethnicity, of course. "It is not your flag. You will never be an Englishman." Now, if Amandeep in the first tweet was being, I don't know, insulting or rude about England or Englishness, then I would understand what Steve is saying. Yeah, that man is being mean about England, let's attack him. But Steve Laws, obviously, who's, again, as I said, he's been on the channel before. He's done a great work in Kent about illegal immigration. He has a viewpoint that we must deport anybody who's not white, even if they're patriots, even if they're British nationalists. That also includes mixed race, by the way. Anybody who's a little bit mixed race. Now, there's a bit of an issue. As I said, there's a reaction from Tommy Robinson that we're going to focus on, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Tommy replied to Steve Laws saying, "I told you all he's a C. I knew he was when he told the mother in person, to her face, he would deport her child because she was mixed race." Let's go to the video message we have from Tommy Robinson, and I'm going to explain what I think about this whole issue, the division amongst the nationalists.
My comment here, as I've said, is "see, I told you," yeah? The reason being, I watched as this man told a woman that he would deport her child because it was of mixed race. So that's why I've said "see," yeah? Now, the argument on this, if someone's come to this country, they've embraced this country, no one knows what generation this gentleman is, he might be third generation, yeah? What are we saying? That he can't embrace and feel English? I've got friends who are of mixed race as well, who have fought for this country for the Royal Marines. Are you saying they're not English? Is the argument that Ian Wright isn't English? Yeah? Other footballers, is that what the argument is? Is that where you think benefits? Is that the path you want to go down? Is my mum's Irish? Does that mean I'm not English? Or is it okay for me to say I'm English because I'm white? That's the argument. And the argument that he's having comes from that angle anyway. Because as I've said, he'd deport anyone of mixed race. I've seen him say it to a mother's face. I remember as he said it, I thought, "You cheeky bastard." Yeah? You cheeky bastard. Anyway, that's my views. So, and I stand by them. And I stand by that Sikh gentleman who's embraced our country, embraced our flag. And people say, oh yeah, so you're okay if other non-whites take over the country. Sikh community increases approximately 1%. Black community, 1.2, 1.3%. Hindu community, similar. Muslim community, whole different demographical change to this nation. Yeah. Okay, whole different demographical age. Let's not hammer the other communities that have come here and embraced this country, yeah, and want to embrace it and be part of it. Let's not stick it on them at these times. Let's understand who is causing the problem for this nation, which ideology is going to be a danger to this nation, and let's not stick shit against the poor other people who have come here and embraced it and work hard. That's my point, yeah. And I had this with the English Defence League. I had wankers within that movement who joined it, who were, when I say wankers, they're basically just racists, and they were. And that's not me throwing it unfairly, yeah? They were, okay? They were racists. And I had a problem with them the whole way through the English Defence League. We kicked them out, we got rid of them. They didn't like the fact that Gurmit Singh said he was English. They didn't like the fact that Gurmit Singh was one of the leaders of the English Defence League. And as I said from day one with the English Defence League, this is where we stand. This is where I stand. And I stand there because many of the people I love aren't white. But in my eyes and in their eyes, they're English.
So that's the key point. Firstly, when you talk about ethnicity, Anglo-Saxon is the ethnicity in terms as a group, not English. But for the sake of the argument, let's just go with English because it's the same thing. As I said, even myself, the fight that we have, whether you're white or not white or mixed race, fight for British values, culture, but also defend the English identity, Scottish identity, everything, because it's still part of the island. Now, the problem that we have is skin tone changes throughout history. The reason I myself am also against instantly changing the shape of the country, the face of the country, that includes skin color, is not the problem I have with skin color, is that instant change in skin color, like here, white, or in Japan, different, goes hand in hand with the change of culture and attitude and behavior. But if it's gradual, and by gradual I mean really gradual, like throughout history, every place, depending on where geographically, changes. In terms of initial races, the blonde race were different to the white brunette races. But of course, throughout history, slowly mix. That just happens anyway. By that point, if you're protecting your tribe as a nation and as a culture, then it doesn't really matter. Slowly, if some people are blonde, some people are brunette, some people have green eyes, some people have blue eyes, and some people have brown eyes. At that point, if everybody at the same time is English and British, then you're still protected. That's fine. But if people are already here and born here, third generation, fourth generation, either mixed race, a little bit mixed race, or just a little bit brown or tanned, and you want to deport them, like what Steve Laws wants to do, it could be, it's also just not pragmatic. It's not practical, let's just say. Anyway, Steve attacked me saying, Steve Law says, you didn't have a problem when you were inviting me onto your show or asking for information about the illegals, Maya. That makes no sense. It's like one of these like left-wing idiotic trolls who just like try to have a comeback. How is that supposed to be a comeback? Is that supposed to be like, I think what it implies is, oh, you didn't have a problem with me when you had me on the show. I don't have a problem with you. You're more than welcome to come back on the show. You've done a great job when it comes to Kent, when it comes to illegal migration. You don't have to be sensitive. There are so many snowflakes in this new generation. And snowflakes, left wing and right wing and up and down, they get emotional based on many things. I don't know, if their fish and chips goes away, if the football team loses, if their white neighborhood becomes a little bit tanned neighborhood, or if, I don't know, someone insults their book, their holy book, whether it's the Bible or Quran. Everybody is sensitive. Calm down, everybody. If you want to have a meltdown, go become a boxer. I don't know, just get it out of your energy, get out of your system. Active Patriots, they did also another, obviously a freedom fighter who's been fighting against illegal migration as well. Did a poll, said who talks more sense when it comes to immigration, Steve Laws or Tommy Robinson? Tommy Robinson won by 70.4%. Steve Laws got 29.6%. By the way, the whole point of this is division amongst nationalists and patriots is not good. Division amongst right wing is not good anyway. That's why I'm doing this. Anyway, Active Patriot obviously said that. Then Tommy replied saying Steve Laws wants to deport every non-white citizen, even those who have served for our military risking their lives. I won't stay silent while Sikh, Jews, Hindus, or blacks that have fully integrated and love our nation are unfairly tarnished or targeted due to the mess of open border immigration. The funny thing is, throughout the last few years, this Tommy, who's defending British patriots regardless of skin color, he's the one who became the boogeyman in the eyes of the mainstream media and the political establishment. They went after Tommy. Tommy's the worst, radical, hateful, obsessed with skin color, racist, blah, blah. Really? Of all the people, you turned Tommy Robinson into the bad guy. Then the Unity News Network and the UNN, they're all fighting each other. So this guy came out, it's another new media outlet, saying, put your phone down and have another line, as in line of Coke. So then Tommy replied, it's such a mess. I'm teetotal and in the shape of my life, you fat waste of space. That was a good comeback. It's not good. It's definitely not good. What are you guys saying in the chat? Hi, I love your channel. Keep going. God, Jesus Christ, bless you. Thank you. AFC Man UK says, yep, right wing versus right wing is never good. We're all supposed to be on the same page. Clearly not. That's the problem. Kieran Williams is spot on. Anglo-Saxon is an ethnic group, not English. But in layman terms, people still say English as an ethnicity. Because, yeah, it's not really ethnicity anymore. It's Anglo-Saxon. But even then, it was mixed already anyway. Obviously, with the Vikings and the Scandinavians and the Germans. But at least it was the tribe. It was the English tribe. You need to protect the identity. I'm in favor of it. I don't want, also, I keep joking, I don't want Japan next week to completely change in terms of the way they look and everything else, because changing skin color instantly goes with hand in hand with changing culture and behavior. If it's gradual over time, over decades and centuries, as long as everybody still respects the values and the culture, then that's fine. And those who have a problem with skin color, well, they have a problem with skin color. They're the same reason that if someone attacks I don't know, Donald Trump because he's white, and there are a lot of obviously left-wing racists who do that. If you attack Trump because he's white, that's racist. Then if you attack, I don't know, someone else who's non-white but right-wing nationalists, if you attack them because they're non-white, that's also racist. That's just how it is. Steven says, oh yeah, did you get your cow meat here after the last live stream? I did say I now want to have a massive ribeye. Unfortunately, no, I had pizza. But I had extra pepperoni pizza. Now dinner is going to be ribeye with crispy bacon. Oh, that's the dream. Trump Girl says, I hope Maya will be in London on St. George's Day. Does anyone know the time and place for meteor? Yeah, so, well, we know it's going to be Whitehall, 23rd of April. Of course, we will be there. I'll be there. Tommy will be there, and a few others. It's important to celebrate St. George's Day because, again, it goes hand in hand. Even if you're watching this from Scotland or Wales, it's still important. Just like how, obviously, everybody else, well, they should celebrate all the others. You have to support because England is the foundation of Britain, whether you like it or not. Not to undermine the Welsh, by the way. It gets up my goat because we are multicultural. We have to have every colour on our flag. So would any other country allow ethnic people's colour on their flag? It's the flag of our country, whatever you are. So I'm still against multiculturalism, even a moderate version of it. Multi-racialism is different. Multi-ethnicity, we are already multi-racial. Well, this country was always multiracial. Even from before William the Conqueror, it was already multiracial. It wasn't one race in this country, even back then, the days of Magna Carta. But we had one common culture. Everybody had one culture, but now it's different. MMM says, I'm black, I'm English, and I love this country. Of course, if it's up to Steve Laws, you'll be deported, MMM. Anglo-Saxon says, I'm half German, English, half German, half English. I'm born in Germany to an English father and German mother. Well, that's a mess. I used to like both countries, but both are on the wrong track at the moment. The problem for you is if you have the certain people like Steve Laws in Germany, they will want to deport you from Germany, but also they want to deport you from England. You have nowhere to go. maybe go to Argentina. But yes, it's not really good that we don't really have the basic the foundation sorted yet, and we're all divided on the political right. Super chat from the real Pollyanna saying Reform UK dumped Steve Laws because of his attitude on this subject. Then Steve badmouthed Tights and Reform. Attitude is also important. Let's not forget. Okay, can I just say one thing? Apologies for interrupting my own rant. Those who claim to be pro-English and pro-British, protectors of the values and the culture, what are some of the main attributes of our culture here? Whether you're English or British, whatever. Attitude. Be classy. Be British. Be robust. Resist authority. Question everything and everyone. But be polite. Be nice about it. Don't be weak. Don't be a wet lettuce. Don't be a liberal. But have some class. Attitude matters. Behavior matters. Hold the door. Stand on the right side of the escalator. Be polite. And the attitude is important. And we have certain people who claim to be nationalists, patriotic. They don't have that attitude. They're as angry as the French. Apologies to the French watching right now. They're as angry as the revolutionary. They're as aggressive. They're shouty. They want to burn cars. They want to deport people left, right, and center. Instead of actually, we need mass deportations right now. We've got foreign criminals. We've got illegal migrants. We've got people who are advocating for treason. We should get rid of them. But no. If someone who's been here for, well, ancestors been here for ages, a century or so, third, fourth generation, we still have to deport them because they might be a little bit tanned or mixed race or whatever. Another comment says, Steve Laws is an idiot. He cannot distinguish between extremism caused by Islam and nationalism. We have many cultures that have integrated fine. It's only the Muslims that do not want to live. That's what Tommy said as well in terms of the other side. Again, let's not forget that, firstly, nationalism is based on nationalism, nation. It's not about skin color. If you say white nationalism, that's based on skin color. You can be, someone's ringing. You can be a white nationalist if you're actually honest about it. Then that means you're a nationalist and you want to protect skin color white. But nationalist on its own is just nationalism. Nationalism. Now, and as I also said, do not undermine ethnicities. Just as I said, you don't undermine Saudi Arabia, the ethnicity there, or South Korea. You still have to respect the ethnicity group in England. Even myself, who's not Anglo-Saxon, ethnicity-wise, you have to be respectful. But problems. Maya is a true patriot, you muggy trolls. Do we have trolls? I have not. It's hard to keep up in the live chat. I'm going to find some trolls and talk to them. It's quite fun. Dave, super chat, thank you, saying Steve Lords is upset because his dad is his uncle too. There's no evidence, by the way. Oh, that's also a good point. Religious nationalism is also a thing. That is also very true. I mean, the concept of Zionism is basically that. Zionism, as Israeli nationalism, was based on Judaism, partly because of the religious parts of it and, of course, ethnicity. And that could also go too far sometimes. Religious nationalism could also go too far. I mean, the Muslim empire was literally based on the religious nationalism. Dan says, what is wrong with wanting to protect your own race? This question applies to all races. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. That's why I said in defense of even the Japanese or the South Korean or the Anglo-Saxons. The priority must be to not allow any instant change in skin color, if you're going to go with skin color for the sake of the argument, or race, because race goes above skin color, but skin color. The reason I'm also against instant change in skin color in any country is because, as I said, it goes with instant change in culture and behavior and attitude. But if it's throughout centuries and decades, just like what's happened in this country, as I said, the days of Anglo-Saxons, there was not one race in this country. There were multiple races from the beginning, multiple ethnicities. But they created multiple skin colors and eye color and hair color and ethnicities, but they created one race. The wider version of what we call race, which is the tribe. That's the priority. If everybody somehow next week, in terms of the faces and everything else, look Chinese here, it's not just that they're no longer white, they're Chinese. It's also because their attitude will become Chinese. Will turn into communist China. Nick Andrews says, hello, Maya and all. No surrender. No surrender. Anyway. Some people are not happy. Mr. Fight says, BS. Intellectual argument. Thank you. Christopher says, Steve Laws is too much of a coward to join the chat. I don't think he's a coward. I mean, he can stand up for himself. And he's very robust. You know, he's good at debating and all this. You know, just because I disagree, or me and Tommy disagree with his idea of deporting even mixed race people, even if they're British, doesn't mean he hasn't done a great job on other issues, especially illegal migration and mass migration. Paul says, Maya, what time is the meetup at Whitehall on St. George's Day? I don't know the time, actually. I should know. I'm going to guess it's around 12 midday, but obviously we'll keep you guys posted. Hero Pal says, I'm Middle Eastern, naturalized British citizen. British values protected my life. I'm grateful to be welcomed. My heart is broken when I see Islam coming here, which was the reason I fled the Middle East. Exactly. What do you want to do here? Would you rather people get stuck and become even more extremists, or when they come here, refuse to integrate or try to change your culture here? Or do you want them to integrate, to also become nationalists and patriots in this country? Like what my mother did, basically. My mother would come across as even as more racist than even, I don't know, all the others. Oh, Enoch Powell, let's just say Enoch Powell, because, extreme, very, very controversial Enoch Powell. Enoch was right. James O'Neill, I'm guessing he's Irish, saying, you British seem a bit, a tad mixed up, inherently racist. The funny thing is about the allegations against the Brits being racist throughout history, but even right now, pick up the phone, call Egypt, call South Africa, call Brazil, call Nigeria, call Qatar, call Iran, call China, call Taiwan. Oh, they'll tell you about racism. You think we're racist in Britain? Now? Or ever? Are you kidding me with this? Of course, the Irish have their own problems with the Brits, but that's just, historic. That you're both the same race, essentially. Ragin says, Maya, ignore me all you want. Who are you? What? I don't even know who you are. Why am I ignoring you when I don't know who you are? Ignore me all you want. You aren't Chinese if you're born in China. Well, exactly. That's why if you're Indian British, you're still not by ethnicity. You're not English. You're not Anglo-Saxon. You're not Chinese if you're born in China and value Chinese culture. Ethnicity is not changeable. Yes, I know. You are Iranian. No, I'm Persian. But yeah, not English. I love you, but you can't. Okay. If you're watching this right now, if you're reading this message and replying to this, considering I've already repeated myself about 72 million times, I could have had 72 virgin goats. This idiocy is why we are losing. Education system is going down. I literally been saying this since 2018 on this channel. I just said this about 4 times. Ethnicity is ethnicity. You can't change it unless you actually mix it. You can't change it. If you were born, like right now, my ethnicity is, I'm not Iranian. Iranian is nationality. I'm not Iranian. Ethnicity-wise, I'm Persian. If I was Iranian, I'll be Persian-Iranian. My ethnicity is Persian. I am not Anglo-Saxon. I could never be Anglo-Saxon. I can be an English nationalist and British nationalist, but I cannot be an Anglo-Saxon. I just said this, and you're accusing me of ignoring you. Go to your mother, get more cookies. Breathe, everybody, breathe. Listen. It's not difficult. And they say there's some idiots about... I know. I blame mostly Tony Blair's education system, but then everything that's happened before. Oh, you would think people have logic. Tribe is important. Protect your tribe. We don't care what color you are. We just want you to respect our values. Well, some people do care about color. But some people care about the values, which is the tribe that we have, which we call Britannia. And, everyone is you can have your own opinion. I'll respect everything, even if I disagree with them. Zarina says, deport them all. They wouldn't integrate. Well, deport anybody who's not integrating. Yeah, I agree with that. Anybody who's calling for treason, get them out. John says, I'm white English. If I lived in India, would I be an Indian? Not by ethnicity. You're always white English. You're Anglo-Saxon. If you're Anglo-Saxon, you'll always be Anglo-Saxon. But even if you're born in India to Anglo-Saxon parents, you're still, ethnicity-wise, you'll be English. But you can become Indian nationalist. You can be an Indian patriot. It depends on where you're living, what your values are, and what your tribe is, and what your nationality is. But of course, your ethnicity is always going to be Anglo-Saxon, even if you're born in India to white parents. Craig says the English, Welsh, Scottish, Irish, yeah, all have a individual DNA marker. So there's a whole point about the word race, how much it's changed throughout history. Is absolutely hilarious. We didn't even have what we call racism, like the way we describe it 100 years ago. Then we had the debate about racialism. Race was basically referred to as a tribe, the tribe that you had. And in terms of skin color, the world was more simplistic back then. You were either white or black, or basically Far East. That's all you had. We had basically 3 different skin colors. You could either be white or black or Far East, Asia. That's what you had. Most of the time when people refer to races, they were referring to the tribe. Because back then, people didn't travel much. So most of the people in Western Europe just happened to be white, and their race became hand in hand with their actual skin color. Now the world changed, not recently, about 800 years ago. 800 years ago, you literally had changes happening, traveling around. All the kings and queens shagging all the others, marrying all the others, the Spanish marrying the English, the Germans marrying anybody who they could get a yes from, not many, they were always lonely, and all the others. It started to change, but the radical change, rapid change right now is happening. And that is a problem, because if you change race or skin color, instantly it will change culture and values. But if it happens throughout centuries or decades, it's fine. Avi says, I sent Steve Laws some money. I didn't get a thank you. Well, I'm sure, I don't think he's rude or something like that. I get a lot of super chats. To be fair, I try to read all the super chats. Speaking of which, I just realized I missed so many. Going to the super chat, guys. It's 3 p.m. start. I'll be there. Thank you, Annie, for the confirmation. This is the St. George's Day on the 23rd of April, 3 p.m. There we go. I hope that's not fake news. Now, Nick says, good luck for the 23rd of April, Tommy. Well, just Tommy, what about me? Yes, it will be a great day. It will be absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Nige says, Nige is free. If you're born in England, you're English. If you come over the channel, you're British. British has changed for me. I'm English, never British. British is what the invaders are called once granted asylum. So there's a problem right now in society, and it's the fault of the Marxists who infiltrate the education system. Both left-wingers and right-wingers and centrists are obsessed with words. Oh my God, they're all obsessed with words. So they get offended, people get offended if you use a word wrongly. They change the meanings of words. Everything is subjective. Everything is about my truth, like Meghan Markle. Well, my truth is that, I don't know, black means something else to me, or white means something else to me. And then if you challenge it, people get offended. Everybody's sensitive. Now, subjective opinion is subjective opinion. It doesn't matter. But there's also objective truth. You can't really change things just because you want to. But everybody's sensitive, and everybody wants to have their own version. And that is the fascinating part about what we're doing. It's actually affecting everybody, whether you think you're a socialist or conservative or liberal or centrist or whatever it is, globalist or nationalist. There is an element in every single group, not all of them, but in every group, you have people who are obsessed with words. Like you make a joke, oh, they get hurt. You know, if you make a joke about Jesus, people get hurt. If you make a joke about Muhammad, well, they won't get hurt. You'll get hurt. And if they changing meaning of the words, they say, well, for me, Man United means this. Man United is always Man United. Anyway, you need a break. It's been a long day. I might have a whiskey. It's been crazy. Thank you so much, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks to everybody who sent super chat and PayPal donations and everything else throughout the last few years. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.